Let me free you so you can be you. On this episode, I want to share about how you have to let go to grow. I want to talk about you freeing yourself from the psychological pain, the emotional incarceration, all the things that now move you into place to where you're deleterious when it comes to your destiny. We're going to unlock that door. We're going to free you, and you're not going to go back to what you're going to get delivered from. Right here on this episode today, we're all the way on In the Mix, and we're going to mix it up. You know, one thing I realize is what that singer Fantasia said. She said, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. And for many of us, we have not freed ourselves because we are allowing people to keep us wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in their garbage and in their gossip and in their negativity. And so now we're in a psychological prison without bars. We're making 2 steps forward, but living 3 steps backward. We're in a cycle and we're in a conundrum to where we find ourselves in a place that if nothing changes, nothing changes. And for many of us, it does not change because we're doing the same old things. And one of those things that we have to identify the TNT in our life. What am I talking about? The trauma and the triggers. We have to. It is what Dr. Joy DeGroy talked about in her book, Post Traumatic Slave Syndrome, about how we are dealing with the ancestral baggage from generations and generations ago. And if we don't free ourselves from it, we're going to continue to move into a repetitive cycle of negativity. And here's what we're going to do. We're not just going to keep that to ourselves. We're not going to pass that on from generation to generation. And if we don't deal with it, we'll never heal from it. If we don't deal with it, we'll never heal from it. And many of us, we don't move on to the next chapter of our life because we keep reading the same chapter. We keep rereading the same chapter, even though we understand and know how it's going to end. Simply because we have not identified the trauma and the triggers. And if we do know it, we won't lean into it. We won't address it. We won't say, why am I dealing with this? And how did this affect me? As what Dr. Sigmund Freud said, we are in adulthood what we have experienced in childhood. And until we remedy ourselves of that, we'll still be where it is that we are. We'll stay stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. We'll never make any moves. We'll always be living our life in reverse. And aren't you tired of that? Because living your life in reverse keeps you going back to the same old people. Why? Because you're now dealing with the same old patterns. The same old patterns of stinking thinking that keeps you sulking and sinking. The same old patterns of hurt. The same old patterns of bitterness and abuse. The same old patterns of the lack of forgiveness that you have to show. The same old patterns of the negative childhood development to where you have not reparented yourself. And because of it, now your life looks like the decisions that you've made. See, when you're born, you're looking like your parents, but when you die, how you live or how you die depends on the decisions that you make. You're born looking like your parents, but you die, end up looking like your decisions, or you live your life looking like your decisions. And so here's what you have to do. You have to make a decision to say, I'm not going to bleed on people who didn't cut me. You have to make the decision to say, listen, I'm going to go to counseling. I'm going to go to therapy. I'm not going to allow trauma and triggers to trip me up. I am going to move into a place to where I'm going to step into my truth, and I'm going to do it through transformation. And whoever I have to let go to now hold on to the truth and the transformation about myself, for me to let go of the trauma and the triggers so that I can walk into a place of transparency, it's worth letting it go so that you can grow. It's worth you freeing yourself, because when you free yourself, you can be yourself. Come on now, you know the bitter you ain't the real you. Secondly, that's what I'm talking about. First, you got to deal with the trauma and triggers. Secondly, you got to free you to be you. You have to free you to be you, because you understand the bitter you ain't the real you. The gossiping you really isn't the real you. The insecure you really isn't the real you. The lack of purposeful you is not the real you. Right? The broke, busted, and disgusted you is not the real you. The real you is one who thrives. It's not the one who just survives. The real you is one who turns pain into power. The real you is the one who takes what is painful and creates something that is purposeful. And you cannot be you until you free you. For many of us, the freed us is locked behind a hurting us. The freed us is still in the hands of an ex, to where, yes, you left physically, but your mind is still with them. Mentally, you're still entrapped. You're still dealing with psychological pain and emotional incarceration. And so now you're living your life on an emotional roller coaster. Got so many ups and downs, and your life has become so fleeting for you. You've allowed people to make more withdrawals than deposits in your life. And so now you live emotionally bankrupt. That's not the real you. Somebody is waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Here's the axiomatic truth. Here's the pragmatic question right here. How much longer will you make them wait? How much longer? Will you keep living your life in the same old particular way, or will you now shift to another level? And here's what I understand. You can really change. You can really shift your life in 90 days. You can really change your eating habits in 90 days. Generally, we say, well, it takes about 21 days to change a habit. That's not necessarily true. According to research journals, it mentions that it takes at least 66 days until the mind moves into a place of neuroplasticity, and neuroplasticity moves you into a place of automaticity, to where you become like a person who's on autopilot. If you don't work out, you don't feel good. If you don't eat a certain thing, you don't feel too good. Your body doesn't respond the way. If you don't get a certain amount of sleep, you kind of have an off day, because you have created a level of automaticity by remaining in a place of consistency. That's what releases the real you. That's what releases, hear me, a renewed you. And a renewed you ought to come with an improved you. It ought to move you into a place to say, I'm not going to remain where it is that I am, how it is that I am, when I've been called to do something greater. And doing what takes you, what needs to be done, doing what takes you from where it is that you are to where you need to be, doesn't have to take long. You just have to make a strong decision. For you to free yourself, here's what you also have to understand, that discernment resides in direction. Yes, it does. Discernment takes place in direction. When you have a level of discernment to where you get to a particular place in your life to say, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to live my life, you're not going to allow other people to deter you from that. Discernment says, I'm raising the antennas on how I think. Discernment says, yes, I understand this about this particular individual. I am not going to ignore red flags, trying to turn red flags into green ones. Here's what I'm not going to keep doing. I'm not going to give people the green light who show me red lights. I'm not going to keep stopping on green lights and running red lights. For many of us, we ignore red flags because red is our favorite color. And so here's what we don't do. We don't adhere to discernment. We turn a deaf ear to discernment. We turn a blind eye to discernment, because we feel like we can just have it figured out. God has told you, God has shown you, their mother told you, their father showed you, their friends told you. Matter of fact, they told you about who it is that they are. And we've resigned the place to remain bound when we have not found ourselves in a place of purpose to free ourselves. You know you need to be living your life leaping, but you find yourself limping. You know you need to be living your life healing, but you're continually dealing with heartbreak. You know you need to be living your life with joy, but you're still dealing with grief and you're still dealing with sorrow. And this is the time in your life to free yourself. Why are you entertaining people who want nothing to do with you, who are negative towards you, who see you in from a place of disdain and have disregard for you, when you now need to be loving yourself? You need to be knowing your worth, and you need to step into the greatness and the beauty of who it is that you are. Stop trying to strain yourself, and stop trying to strain who it is that you are and twist somebody else's arm so that they can see some value in you. Do you see your value? Do you see your worth? And since you're saying yes, act like it. Free you so that you can be a freed you, so that you're not enslaved and entangled and enraptured with people who don't even know who it is that they are. And because they don't know who they are, they'll never be able to celebrate who it is that you are. The freed you is calling you. Don't send it to voicemail. The freed you is texting you. Don't act like you didn't read it. When it says delivered, you got the memo, you got the message. Now's the time to manifest your destiny. I'm going to show you how to do that in our amazing Eagles community. It's where I coach, it's where I teach, it's where I train, it's where I'm really giving you the rudimentary aspects and just the whole development of moving your life to another level and to another degree. It is from this aspect to where something is calling you for greater. And for many of us, we just continually deny the calling that's on our life. Come on now, you know you can feel it. You know there's a gap between your ideas and your income, your impact and your influence. Let me show you how to close that gap. Yeah, let me show you how to close the gap between your ideas, your impact, your influence, and your income, so that you can step into the purpose of who it is that you are by joining our most transformative online community. And it's the Eagles Academy. Once you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, you can join us for less than $30. And I'm telling you, when you join us for less than $30, you're basically getting insight, motivation, inspiration, being a part of our private Facebook community, the transformation that you get in our sessions where I'm coaching you, teaching you, training you, being a part of an amazing network to where you develop who it is that you are. You write that book. You have the confidence for communication and clarity. You step into the greatness of who it is that you are in an energetic environment and community. For less than $1 a day, you owe it to you to invest in you. I want you to do that right now by going to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Enroll Now button. Fill out the form. Guarantee you're going to be transformed. I know you're transformed by this conversation. Free yourself. Free yourself. I'm showing you how to free yourself in our amazing Eagles community. I know you were transformed by the conversation. Drop a love donation. That's right. On Cash App, $Dr. Eddie Ministries. On PayPal, info@EddieConnor.com, and even on Zelle, EddieConnorJr@gmail.com. Hit that thumbs up button on this video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Information's in the description of this video. Links in the description of this video for how you can support, where you can give, all of that. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I've been growing your greatness. Help me to grow our channel for change that creates change, that breaks chains. Let me know what you thought about the show in the comments below. If this resonated with you, type free yourself. Type that. Free yourself. How to let go to grow. That's what it is. When you release what you shouldn't be holding on to, God's going to release to you everything that he has for you. More is in store. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that. From another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Soaring.